Once upon a time, there were two little sheepdog puppies, Scruff and Bubbles. And they were the cutest puppies. They were so soft and playful, and they used to run through the fields with one another. They used to roll down the hills with one another and traverse the stream down by the estuary. And the owner of the farm, well, he didn't like them having so much fun. He felt left out. He used to chase them along the fields. And he was lonely. You see, he was lonely. No, that's not it. Maybe it's not about the owner. I think if I'm telling the story right, it was never about the owner. I think it's about the two puppies. But they weren't puppies, were they? They were... Okay, I got it. Once upon a time, there was this beautiful young swan, and this swan, she lived on this lake with her swan friend. And she had the most beautiful feathers. She had these feathers that used to glisten in the sunlight. They were the pride of the entire kingdom. But surrounding this lake, there was this dark forest. And these little creatures, the goblins and so forth that lived in the forest, they wanted her feathers because they didn't have any feathers. They didn't have that gift. So they used to come and try to take her feathers. But he protected her. No, he wanted to protect her, but he couldn't because they used to skip across the lilies at night and take them. And day by day she would be weaker than before. Until one day she was so weak that she woke up and he had to lay her down on this bed of reeds and stroke her neck until sunbreak. But he wanted to protect her, but he couldn't. You know, he had to sleep too. That's not it. He really wanted to protect her, I think. But they weren't swans, were they? They were never that graceful. They were damaged from the beginning, you know, just the two of them. They were damaged things. They were damaged goods. So what were they like? They were like ghosts. Stuck in this land of the living, you know, unable to communicate with those around them. Shut off and alone from everything around them. And something used to live inside them. Inside them lived this vacuum. And he used to eat them up. He used to make them feel hollow inside. Until one day, that boy ghost, he just took off. No, he left to return again. No, he left making a promise to return again because he wanted to find out the secret that would enable them to become human again and feel. she had this pain inside her, you know. Inside her with this pain, and it used to... Well, he had it too, you know, but for her it was worse. Although he never knew that, you know. She never told him that. And he couldn't deal with it. One day he just took off. I mean, she was his sister. Did you hear that? Sister. Brother and sister. That's how it should go. Okay, so they were brother and sister. And... No, they were prince and princess who were brother and sister. They were special. But the prince broke a vow. He promised to protect her from this curse that was inside them. But he fucked up, you know. He opened this forbidden door and it turned her to stone. She was like stone, okay? It was she who was hard and impenetrable and inaccessible. You know, that's close up. No, it's not. It's not, because it was he who was hard and inaccessible to her. And one day he sent her out into the snow, into the woods to pick strawberries for him to sell. And she caught this cold, and it made her dark, you know. This cold grew into ice inside her. No, that's still not it. No, he was mean, but he just took off. Prince rode out into the kingdom, and Princess was left in the castle. You know, he wanted really hard to find out who he was. You know, but along the way, he lost his way. He was seduced by the darkness of that forest. And he gradually forgot his sister. No, I didn't forget his sister. He never knew his sister. He left never knowing his sister. And each day she grew a little bit darker, you know, the pain, it grew inside her until one day it was just too unbearable, and she tried to take her life. Once upon a time, there was a brother who was never there for his sister. And she tried to take her life. I'm here now. I want to do theatre that's innovative and exciting and challenging and current and topical to what's going on in our lives. And I think, for example, this piece is a piece that involves an issue that a lot of people tend to sweep under the carpet and try to put aside when it's something that should be talked about and expressed. And I think art's a great way to make people aware of that.